Now you God take my life. You know what, Vero? Yeah, we understand you want to be a TV girl, but what about instead of you being the TV girl, you market the whole TV station? Messed up and I'm haunted. And if I'm being honest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, welcome to Sorority Talk KE, a space created by Wambui to help women like you and myself define our bold, elegant, and futuristic identity. Welcome, grab a seat and pick a flower. How have you been? I've missed you so much. Thank you for riding again on this page. Thank you for being here today. This is our space, this is our channel. Make sure you join the community, so do not be left out, and turn on that notification bell so that every time we upload, you're the first sister to get notified. How have you been? Thank you guys for the love that you're sharing my page. Thank you very much. May God bless you. I've been so well, as you can see. I've been so well, and I really thank God for that. Yeah, so how have you been, guys? And the last several episodes, like 2 episodes, I've been talking so much about weight. You know, your waiting season, especially last episode, we're stressing so much on the waiting season, how to be fruitful and faithful in your waiting season. And in case you have not watched that video, please pause and go back and watch it, because it's more of a continuation, but it's not. But please go and watch it and then come back to this one. In case now, so those of us who have been left here who have watched that video, let me just ask you a question. We're talking about how to remain faithful and to be fruitful in your waiting season. And I'll just ask, is it worth the wait? Everything, is it worth the wait? Right now, as I'm recording this, I'm listening to The Story I Tell by Naomi Rain. What is the story that you tell? You know, is it really worth the wait? Sometimes waiting on God is so difficult. Your waiting season will test your faith. Your waiting season will make you curse God. Your waiting season will make you blame God. Your waiting season is when you feel like, God, you told me to trust in you. God, you have told me I'm your child, but where are you? Where are you when I need you? Where are you right now? So that is waiting for us human beings. But guess what? Not for God. God sees the waiting season as a different story altogether. And look at, for example, gold. Gold, it has to be refined for it to be used. So look at it as, look at the waiting season as a time for you to be refined. It's a refinement season. So yeah, is it really worth the wait? We'll know when we get to the video. We'll know. But anyway, welcome to the video. So waiting is a season whereby you feel unheard, you feel unseen, you feel like you're not wanted. You know, the waiting season is whereby you feel like everybody's moving on in life, and here you are, you're feeling left out. You know, all your friends are now married, all your friends now have children, all your friends have graduated from uni, all your friends are now working in good and beautiful offices, all your friends are now getting promotions. There you are, still at home. You're still waiting on God. You're still waiting for your manna to come. This topic is getting so emotional because this is something that all of us have gone through, and my life itself is a waiting season in testimony. You know, it's just, I'm waiting, but I'm still testifying that despite my waiting season, a lot has happened in my now I feel like giving my personal story, but this is not the time. A lot happens during your waiting season, and at times you look at yourself. You know, for us Catholics, we have the book of Tobit, where Tobiah tells God, where Sarah, there's this woman in the Bible who got married to 7 women, and in the wedding night, all the 7 women died. The first one died. The 7, like after the wedding, the following morning, they would wake up to bury the groom. Imagine how sad. And it gets to a point, Sarah tells God, take my life. I do not want to take my own life because people will talk about my father. I do not want to take my own life because my father will grieve and he will be disgraced. But now you God, take my life. You see, so Elijah, the same case. Elijah got to a point where he was telling God, no, I just take my life as well. I just cannot do this enough. And during when Jesus was being crucified, all that time, you know, he's carrying his cross, he's failing, he's falling 3 times, and maybe in his mind was like, God, where are you? So that was his period, because the purpose of his life was to come, save human beings, redeem the human race, and then after that he will reunite with God. So before him reuniting with his father, he had to wait, and he had to go through a lot. He had to be refined as well. And it gets to a point, Jesus himself says, my God, why have you forsaken me? So that is waiting for us human beings. It gets to a point you feel like, God, where are you? It gets to a point where the concept of God does not make sense to you. You get, so that is waiting. But I'll tell you, there is hope. Okay, there is hope. So number one, there's something that you call the struggle of waiting. The struggle of waiting is, you see everybody is moving on, you see everybody's life is faring on nicely. Maybe you are the top student at school, and then the people that you defeated in the exams are doing way better in life than you. But now you are told, study hard and go to university. Now you have gone to university, you do not have a job. The people who did not go to university, the people that did not go to university, they got married, they started their businesses, they have children. Here you are with your degree, nothing to show. You feel so you feel stuck, you feel like you're stagnating in life. Your waiting is not wasted, okay? Look at the women that you admire, for example. They did not just grow up and then all of a sudden they're comfortable, they have the 1 million followers, they're driving the Porsche cars, they got married, they have children. It did not just happen in a snap of a finger. Things happen, they went through the messes of life and all that. So it takes time. Beautiful things take time. Okay, beautiful things take time. So the same way when you plant a seed today, you cannot when you plant something today, you cannot just harvest it tomorrow. It takes time. It takes time, like a season, you get. And I'll tell you that in this season of waiting, look at it as a preparation. And we read in the book of Psalms, the first chapter of Psalms, it says that those who hope in the Lord are like a tree planted near the streams of water. They will never dry. Their leaves will never wither, and they bear fruits in season. Okay, so look at all this time as God is preparing me for something that I prayed for. Maybe you are there in a med school. So you are there in a med school, you're also waiting to be placed in a hospital. But look at it, the moment that you are placed, everybody now calls you a doctor. Now right now nobody knows that you are seated there in your bed sitter. Kila mtu anakuangalia like, well, graduate na hata bado hajapata kazi. The moment that you get the title doctor, everybody respects you. Are we together up to that point? So look at it as a season of preparation. It is not a struggle, and yes, there is the struggle in waiting, but hope for the best. And then, so as we go from the struggle of waiting to what happens in the waiting. Number one, you're being prepared. Okay, there's this song that we sing, refine as fire. You have to be refined, you have to be sharpened. The same way an iron sharpens another iron. You cannot sharpen iron with timber. It's the same. God is sharpening you to face the world. You're being prepared for whatever you prayed for. You're being prepared to be the woman God is calling you to marriage. You're being prepared to be the wife that okay, fine, you're being prepared from being a wife to being a mom. You have to be prepared. The same way before you apply for a job, you have to go through school. So right now maybe you're still in your mother's house. God is preparing you for that employment. And it's so funny that most of the time when we are praying for a job, we end up doing the manual jobs, or you start a small business, of which in the long run, the small businesses that we started, well, in our waiting season, you remember the first manual job that you got, it even made you change the whole atmosphere, or rather it made you change the way you think about employment. So you're like, the moment that you get a job. No, for example, in my case, in my preparedness, in my being prepared, when I finished my diploma, I didn't have money, of course, to go to pursue my degree. I stayed at home for quite some time, and I remember the first job that I ever got required marketing, promo girl. None of you unasimama kwa supermarket, alafu there are these two pretty girls who tell you, excuse me, please buy this. Imagine, it made me desire for marketing. And when I went back to school to do my undergrad, I literally specialized in marketing, because that I found my heart in marketing. And mark you, when I was joining my diploma, I knew I'm leaving school as a TV girl, as a voice in radio. But when I started the manual job, I told myself, you know what, Vero? Yeah, we understand you want to be a TV girl, but what about instead of you being the TV girl, you market the whole TV station? You get? So yeah, so your season of being whatever happens in the waiting, you're being prepared. Number two, you learn how to depend on God. Hey, you learn on the providence of God, because it's so funny that unaona venye uko in your waiting season, hapo ndio unasemanga by the way, ile siku yenye God atanibariki, yani tu God akinipatia tu hivi job, ama God akinifanya tu niolewe, God akicome through. How comes all of a sudden now you're seeking the intervention of God? Well, every time, when the time that you had it all, you didn't, the concept of God was not making sense, because this moment makes you understand that there's a superior being. Yeah, there's a superior being. Because this moment makes you understand that there is a superior being ruling your life, and in his own time he will make everything beautiful for you. So just learn how to depend on God. Tell God that right now I am here, I'm so grateful for whatever I have, but God, I'm longing for that thing. And every time you tell God, because now it gets to a point you cannot even tell your parents cannot give you the connections that you need for you to get that specific job. Your parents cannot connect you to your spouse. Your parents cannot connect you to get a child. All that teaches you how to depend on God. So every time when you shift the perspective of waiting into a dependency on God, waiting becomes easier. And there are a lot of musicians who revolve their songs in, and there's praise in the waiting. I will praise my Lord while I'm waiting. I will praise my Lord while I'm waiting. I will praise the Lord while I'm waiting. In fact, there's a chapter in the Psalms that says, why are you groaning, my soul? Wait on God. Why are you groaning, my soul? Wait on God. Because God knows what he has in store for you. In the book of Jeremiah says, for I know the plans I have for you. So whomst are we? Why are we trying to push God? So my dear beautiful sister, don't worry, just depend on God and understand that in God's perfect time he will make everything beautiful for you. And it's so funny that every time when you get that big testimony, you usually tell people, please wait on God, please wait on God, please wait on God. So even the prayers shifts. And then you're like, I waited for God and God came through for me. Because at the end of the day, if God does not refine you, if God does not take you in this process of waiting, what will you testify? What will you tell the world? That you just grew up and then the following day you had it all? No. Lazima ukuwe na story. So wait on God. And then you're being protected. I've said this and I'll still say it again, that rejection is redirection. When you get yourself that you're being rejected somewhere, maybe God is redirecting you to something else. And I'll tell you, delay is not denial, and there is beauty in delayed gratification. You get? Yeah. So sister, just wait on God. Delayed gratification is beautiful. And then on to my last point, how to wait well. Number one, speak life over yourself. The fact that right now you are down does not mean you are out. This is just a phase of life and you will overcome it. Okay, you are down. Every time I tell myself, Veronica, right now we are down, but we are not out. This is a phase of life and we will overcome it. Speak life into your life. Okay, just every time you feel like your friends are doing better than you, tell God that, God, I know, I understand that I desire to be there. I desire to grow like them. But God, that is not my story. That is not me. Well, I am waiting for you to take me where I want to be. I will praise you. Okay? Yeah. So just tell God, I'm being prepared and my season is coming. Okay, life is very seasonal. You do not just grow up and become a flower. No, life is very seasonal, and glorify the Lord in your waiting season. And then stay planted. Do not stay planted, and then stay planted. Do not kill yourself. Honestly, this life is for living. Enjoy life as it comes. Today you are jobless. Imagine sleep till noon. Yeah, kesho utapata mtoto, you will not be sleeping. And I get this feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that I'm not a morning person, and I extend my sleep till 10 a.m. sometimes. Kwa sababu every time nikiingia TikTok ama Instagram Reels, I see people saying that I thought that when I become a mom, I'll be sleeping longer. Until the moment that you become a mom, hapo ndio unaacha kulala for long, like you sleep in shifts, you sleep for less hours. So right now, imagine just enjoy where you are. If at all you're jobless, just live for a long time. Yeah. Go for those walks. Just enjoy the season of waiting. Stay planted, keep working, keep growing, keep evolving, keep learning. And life is a cycle of learning and relearning. And then stay in a community, join a community like this one where we empower one another. Sometimes solitude can bring in the aspect of depression, or rather the thoughts of depression. So instead of you there crying by yourself, listen to podcasts, listen to good music, watch out who you're working with and you're growing with. Watch out the kind of talks that you entertain. In fact, kwanza hizo self talks, be graceful to yourself. You do not need to yell at yourself. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So be in a community, join this podcast and more, join conversations that empower one another, join conversations that enable you to see that this is where you are, but this is where you are at the moment, but this is not where you're destined to be. This is just the phase of life. And be very optimistic. Avoid the negative thoughts again. The fact that right now you're not married and maybe you're telling God, I want to get married, that does not mean you start cursing yourself. Oh, you're not married because I don't know you at all. You're not, please. Give yourself grace in the season of waiting. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And then journal your journey. Imagine you get let me just give you an example of the Bible. Imagine if the Bible was not written. Sisi tungewajua whatever happened, like hizo masiku. So tungekuwa tunaomba tu a strange being who came, and you'll be asking where is the evidence. The same way people tell you that take pictures of your life, in as much as you'll not post them, just document your life, journal your thoughts. We have seen people who journal their thoughts, who journal times when they were so down, alafu all of a sudden they come and launch and author a book. So yeah, and out of those journals and out of those journals, you will come back and realize that, oh, it was worth the wait. It was indeed worth the wait. Because sometimes you even tell yourself, like, God, this is not what I prayed for. Yes, I know I prayed for something, but I was not expecting this. Thank you. Like, God, you have done exceedingly and above way what I was expecting you to do. So journal your thoughts and understand that this is where you are right now, but this is not where I want to be. And in fact, before we finish this episode, please go to Maverick City, Naomi Rain, and listen The Story I Tell by Naomi Rain. You'll understand that it is God. Where you have been before, where you are, and where you will be in future, it is by the grace of God. If God has brought you this far, trust you me, He has a plan for you. Okay? Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on God. The fact that He is silent does not mean He does not listen to you. We say that philosophers say that when the human effort stops, there the effort of God manifests. Where the human effort stops, there the grace of God manifests. So where your human effort has stopped, when you have prayed, you have fasted, and you feel like, God, I cannot do it anymore, there the strength of God will manifest. So take a pause, go to Naomi Rain and listen The Story I Tell. Thank you for listening to that one. And finally, my dear sister, I'll tell you, and finally, as we close down this, as we end today's episode, please, we are also on Spotify. We're also on Spotify. in case you're watching from Seattle, we're also on Spotify. At Sorority Talk KE, please show some love, and thank you very much to the love that you're showing ePodcast. I am here because of you. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. So until next time, believe in yourself, okay? Be confident. Yeah, just understand that this is where you are at the moment, but this is not where this is not your final destination. God has better plans for you. So before we close, please close your eyes and put your hands over your heart and repeat after me. My God, I'm grateful for what I have, for where I have come from, and for what I have at the moment. Thank you. It is by your grace and it is by your love that I've come this far. For the times that, God, I complain about my life, for the times that I do not see you, for the times that I do not see your hand, pardon me. So before we close today's episode, please close your heart and put your hands over your heart and repeat after me. My dear God, my past into your hands. Close your eyes and put your hands over your close your eyes and put your hands over your heart and repeat after me. My dear God, my past into your mercy. My present life, Lord, unto your love, and my future unto your divine providence. Amen. Thank you very much for showing love to to Sorority Talk KE. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and tell ladies to join this club. Bye. Amen. Until next time, do have yourselves a blessed week. Keep learning, keep growing, keep evolving. Kwaheri!